Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation, what does sensorality stabilize? Looking to develop our linguistics to show the direct iteration of that syllability, that chunk of letters, those symbols representing sounds. Sensorality. What is sensation? What is sense? What is consensuality? So on and so forth. Why does my microwave say it is a sensor, S-E-N-S-O-R, but it does not have senses, S-E-N-S-E-S? There's some differentiation in our language between animate sortation, but choice, right? I can choose to move things around. My metabolism, my heart rate is not choosing something. So we have a very clear motivation. We have a very clear inconsistency with our language. Censorship, right? If Piers Morgan uncensored with a C, right? Inanimate objects censor with a C. Animate objects, life, sentience, censors with an S. And so we're trying to show that resolution by direct iteration. Continuing on with our derivation. Sensorality is electrostaticality, right? Electrostatic. Again, just something that popped up into mind, no explanation. Sensorality is pacificality, right? We had spacify to pacify, pacification, right? The Pacific Ocean, right? It means peace. Spacify, specify. Sensorality is special space. Sensorality was, right? We need past tense, or this completion aspect. We've more or less conjectured that it's past tense, but it's definitive is the right word. And so it is what it is. It is not what it was. Or just getting was in there, right? Sensorality is what happened was, right? What happened was somebody's telling a story. Oh, this is what happened. What happened was. And we're literally just developing the structure of language now. We've always been doing that, but we started with irreducibility. Now we're kind of like building back up or something, moving along. Sensorality is positive. Sensorality with a C is negative. And so now what we've done is we've shown or connected, right, sensorality with an S is the spelling with an O in it. And so we're showing some sort of fundamental sequence of letters, a definition. What is sensorality? And so positive has an O in it and negative doesn't. And negative has, again, this sequence of E and A. And so sensorality with a C is what we expect to complete. Sensorality negates speciality. What is negation to completion? We assert the existence of something, we say not that, not that. Oh, it's different how? Why is this different? The biggest kind of intellectual wrong thing people do is they make false differences. They say this is not that, and it's like the same thing. But what is negation to completion? Because before we've kind of built up, right, spontaneity doesn't exist, meaning things don't happen without time passing. And so kind of conjectured or developed or at least stated that there's these completable syllability in bad words or connotated negative words because it doesn't really mean anything. All of our bad words are just, assertions of things that's like crude or related to sex even. But to the completing aspect of what part of syllability completes, is it bad words? Is it things that don't exist like spontaneity? Again, just more insight that comes to mind. Sensation is sensation. Back to flipping again, we have a linguistic motivation for A comes before E. I before E except after C. Well, what about A before E every single time? Because it's the first letter. And we've proven those are inverses. Again, that remains the largest independent result ever proven in all of research, and it continues to be profoundly illegal not to identify it. But it's a good point. You don't use to tell every single bit of proof. Here's the end. You can be Andrew Wiles. Again, nobody in mathematics has done a proof besides me compared to this. None. Nobody. Ever. And then it's just one step. And on a personal level, I just have this awareness that no matter what I do, no matter what I prove, it doesn't change anything. I am going to be tortured until the day that I die because people will not open their mouth and tell the truth. It's the most disgusting realization ever. And my days just go away. They just tick, 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 take another day for me. But we have a direct linguistic motivation. A comes before E. Infinite is indefinite. Indefinite is undefined. Speciality defines sensorality. Differentiality is differentiability. So this ality to ability, again, they're direct iterations of each other, right? Ality or ability is ality with a bi in there. But again, some of these word forms, I present the word form that strikes me. Because you can trivially rearrange a lot of these different word forms, but solving them in complete generality. Differentiability is definability. Sensorality is definitivity. Sensorality is defiant. Sensorality is defiance. Orality defies. Defiance is difference. Right? If you go against the grain, if you defy the odds, right? It's different. Sensorality is rationality. Rationality rationalizes. Again, I wanted to give out to one of the people that profoundly abused me and tortured me as a child, Greta Odie, a teacher from St. Francis de Sales, at least that's when I went to school. She said rationalize wasn't a word. It is clearly a form of rationality. And to rationalize something is to, try to make sense of something where there doesn't really, right? He rationalized his bad decisions. It makes clear logical sense. So again, I wanted to emphasize historically and for legal punishment, people have literally just been blurting out no to things my whole life that the answer is yes, and yes to the things that the answer is no. And it's just like, I've been tortured legitimately since I've been a child. And then why don't people who prolifically torture children get punished legally? Why is this still happening? Why does Tim Doon have a medical license? Why is Brennan Schlabig, the guy that in high school used to brag about being the designated drunk driver? Literally, he is now a guidance counselor at St. Francis de Sales. These people are genuine public health. They're dangers to society. Like 100%, they need to go to prison. And it's just, again, if you work hard and you actually contribute to society like me, you get scapegoated, slandered, and your life gets destroyed. And if you literally commit profound crimes, you get to be teachers. You get to go hang around kids. It's disgusting. But rationalize is a word, Greta Odie. I don't know why you destroyed my life over that. Rationality reasons. Sensorization is rationalization. Sensorization is marginalization. Right? If you censor something, you marginalize it. Sensorality is marginality. Marginal is moderate. Sensorality moderates. Moderate mode. Sensorality is moderality. Moderality modifies. As a natural definition, sensorality modernizes. Sensorality moderates orality, right? He has no filter. So what you see, that's again, all of these theorems are just progressing in linguistics, showing the logical consistency, how we go from step to step. Like any other derivation, but again, Terence Tao has never done a mathematical derivation his entire life. I just watched another example of him being extremely privileged. He has to sit on stage and people ask him about his young childhood. Oh, it must have been, one chick is on there like, oh, it must have been so difficult. You get Terence Tao's mom's driving him over to sit on Erdosha's lap at Epstein's Island, who knows? And it's like, that's not difficult, man. Not having constitutional rights and being tortured by a community, that's difficult. And every single day, again, it hasn't stopped. I have no conscious memory of not being abused by the same community that I am stuck in right now. I want so many legal punishments, and I want them no leniency, no forgiveness, and I want them to go to prison. If you do not have a functional role in society and you are part of academia or law enforcement or part of the community that slandered my name and defamed my character, I want you in prison for the rest of your life. It's disgusting. Why doesn't the law ever matter? No one cares about anything. No one has any values, no one has any morals, and I just sit here and do the same analytical process every fucking day. What is this world? Why are there no adults in the room? Oh, that's right, because everyone played games all day and no one cares about anything. I do not have the ability to eat properly, to sleep properly, and to work. What a disgusting fucking life. But sensorality moderates orality. So like I didn't censor my verbiage there, and I wish I couldn't censor it more because, well, I wish you could speak freely about being tortured as a child. But you can't, because people can't hear that abuse. Emergent is not fundamental. Fundamental is irreducible. So before, again, there's a lot of working definitions that you guys don't see because you guys have no intellectual capacity and you're arrogant, delusional idiots. But fundamental means frequency. But in frequency is like the periodicity is fundamental is irreducible. If you can't break it down anymore, that's another conceptual usage of the word fundamental. Sensorality is fundamentality. What is orality to mentality? All right, question's kind of rhetorical, but you say what's on your mind. Sensorality stops you from saying what's on your mind. We're just developing a natural definition of a differentiation that already exists. Why does sortation, sensation, right? Inanimate objects sort, sentient objects sense. And we're just showing that completion of that differentiation. So my rights continue to be violated. Again, I risk every single time for whatever reason, I feel like I can't say that I'm being tortured, and I am. Like, I'm documenting historical crimes. But again, I will never get out of this fuckhole that is the United States of America. I hate it. I have been seeking asylum for a decade. Nobody cares about me. Nobody's ever cared about me. Nobody will ever care about me. That is what I have for you right now. Please, somebody help me. Nobody will give a fuck. And if at any point in time the law makes any sense whatsoever, you guys all go to prison for the rest of your lives. Your families go to the prison for the rest of their lives. Every worthless fucking fraudulent asset you've accumulated during this time gets taken, thrown away. Fuck you. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.